Hello, everyone. Going live. I think we're live. Yes, excellent. Hello, Fiona. You win today. And David. Hi, Kay. Nareem and all the dies. Hello, hello. I've got a little croaky throat already from tasting my jungle curry because it's quite spicy. So I could have stuffed myself up tonight, but anyway. Karen, you and Jonah enjoying this bottle without Craig. That's bad luck for Craig, but good luck for you. I think this wine's going to be delicious. And Pete's just putting the finishing touches. Sorry, I just lost my mind for half a second. It's been one of those days, one of those weeks. Peter's just putting the finishing touches on the curry. Nina's coming over to have some curry and some buffalo wings a bit later, so that'll be nice. We'll be able to say hello to Nina when she comes in. Hello, Kevin and Emily. How you going? Hello, John and Cotty. I'd be very interested to hear what spicy food you guys have decided to experiment with tonight. I have full disclosure. I've never served this older Pinot Gris as an aged wine with spicy food. So it could be a dreadful disaster. I'm hoping it won't be. And anyone who has a view of the sky at the moment, before I do this, Craig's in Brizzy for work. Poor Craig. I'm going to turn you around. It never really works, but check out that sky. Oh, yeah, that works. Pretty good tonight, huh? It's even better in real life. It's more orange. And more sort of the whole sky's awash with different shades of orange. It's amazing. Hello, Sarah. Hello, all the tricks. Good to see you. Peter and Karen waiting for your green curry delivery. Excellent. Yeah, pretty good sunsets around here at this time of year. Still haven't seen the Aurora Australis, so, but I've decided I don't care. Yeah, pretty good sunset, Karen. Absolutely. Thai green chicken curry there. Okay, excellent. All right, so we've got jungle curry. I'll talk about that when it comes. In the meantime, let's get some wine in the glass because, it is past 6 o'clock now. Shell, a little afraid of the tone of the woman at the Vietnamese takeaway. I asked for really spicy and she says, oh, I'll make it spicy. Shell, I told you to make it not too spicy. Fiona's got Thai green curry with Marion's kitchen paste. Excellent. David, green curry too. Excellent. All right, here we go. I decided to make jungle curry because I had it in Thailand a long time ago, and I thought it was wonderful, first of all, but outrageously hot, and it had all these crazy Thai vegetables in it that we can't get here, and fresh green peppercorns and tiny little pea eggplants and other things that I couldn't identify but were delicious and all sorts of different textures, really, really spicy. I didn't have it with wine. I had it with coconut water, and it was great, but I've always had a bit of a soft spot for a jungle curry since then. And I also thought, I think that sometimes with a Thai curry, with these sort of older wines, it's possible that the coconut cream, if it's too rich, can kind of block the flavors of the wine even more than the spices. So I think with your green curry, I think it'll be fine. And now Peter and Karen have got Jungle Boogie going through your head. Exactly, me too. I'm just having a little boogie along inside my brain at the moment. But I made my jungle curry with half of the portion of curry paste that the recipe had instead of the whole portion, another one of Marion's recipes. So I've been a bit of a wuss with my chilies, but it's still spicy enough to get caught in the back of my throat. All right, how's everyone going? So, and I've got, and chili always makes my throat croaky. So you're going to have to put up with me hurting a bit tonight, I'm afraid. Jackie and the Littles have got takeaway curries, Jack and Zach. David, you ordered the hot dishes once in Palm Cove. I love chili, but we nearly died. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, indeed, Karen. I think a little trip to Thailand would be lovely. I'm glad it's working, Kay, with your green curry, which is coconut milk, not cream. And I think it would be different. Yeah, I agree. So if you've made Keely's having Red Spice Road, but not at home. Oh, okay, Nareem. Okay, so it's you and Jean cracking out the wine and the curry at home. Excellent. And Shell, I think it's probably good that the Vietnamese lady didn't make your Vietnamese takeaway super spicy, because they know we can't handle their level of spice. And the wine certainly can't. Okay, wine first, because you guys are probably having a little eat and a drink at the same time. Mine is still to come, but it will arrive. It should absolutely, Cody. I'm going to talk about the wine first, and then I'll talk about what the curries should be doing to the wine. But I agree, it should make the wine look a little sweeter, a little bit fresher. Aged lemon is all you can get so far on the nose, Karen. I agree. It's like it smells like there's aged lemon, old lemons, but also a bit of lemon curd there on the nose. But for me, there's more as it opens up. There is more of that almost poached pears that have been sort of slow cooked in white wine and honey. There's a little honeyed note to it. There is a bit of quince coming through, but it's a much more savoury, restrained wine than I think Richard's in the car, Jill, just in case you. And I actually need that. Sorry. Jill's going to a tasting and she's stealing my bits of paper. Bye. See ya. Have fun. There she goes. The cats haven't come in, so they're in a bit of a bad mood. John's getting honey. Yes, definitely honey. And there's a minerally kind of a note there, but it's quite rich. It's almost like there's an oatmeal-y, porridgey kind of a note on the nose. Oh, Pete's coming with my curry now, and you can have some wine as well, Pete. Thank you very much. Oh, that looks beautiful. You should work in a restaurant. Did you put lots of the juice in there?
I think so. I think I put more.
Yeah, could you put a bit more juice in there, because it should be quite wet. Thanks. It's coming back. Kevin, it's working with your spicy red pepper salsa with the Mexican chili. Excellent. Awesome. Nareem's still recovering from a truckload of champagne with Anne on Tuesday. Oh, it's champagne season. Of course it is. Hi, Jill. You're back with a cat. She's back with a cat. Oh, hang on that way. Where are you? Where is she?
Look at that sky. I wish they could all see that.
They've seen it. Oh, hang on. I need to. Okay, the sky's even better now. Come on, guys. A little. I'll get onto the wine in a minute, but seriously, look at that. Oh. Yeah, I thought it was better when it was slightly more orange, less pink, but it's pretty good. Yay, Pete. Thank you. Pete's bringing me my curry, which I can now show you. Thank you. Okay, now it's going to be harder to show you because it's got lots of juice in it. But if I hold it up like that, and then I hold that up like that, there you go. That's my jungle curry. Lots of chicken, lots of juice, lots of bit of rice underneath there in case it gets all too much for me. Thanks, Pete. That's awesome. So, all right, here we go. Oh, Shell, you did misread the email. So Shell said 5 minutes ago, I licked my finger while serving and my mouth is still on fire. I truly misread the email. So I was going to say, I will get back to tasting the wine in any minute, I promise. But Sue and I walk the dog every now and again of the morning. Hello, Sue and Jeff, if you're there. And Sue was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to make it really spicy. I'm like, did you read the words in the email as well as the rest? She said, no, I went straight to the recipe. And in the email, I said, just be a little bit easy on the spice, because Thai food and Vietnamese food can be incredibly spicy. And we are testing this wine on spice, but if there's too much chili, that's all you're going to get. This wine's just going to get completely swamped. So if you've gone a bit hard on the spice, Sue, have a glass of milk or some yogurt or something that you can have on the side, and maybe just taste the wine first without the spicy food and get a good feeling for the wine before you numb all your taste buds. And then you have to make the wine kind of fight for its right to survive in your mouth. All right. Lovely golden color. Honey, lemons. I love that. I really like that description, Karen, of aged lemons. So lemons that have got super ripe on the tree, maybe a little bit sun dried in the sun. And now that I've got the chicken curry next to me, I can smell a little bit of the spice coming through, and it is like in the wine, it's like a curry spice. It's being exacerbated by so as I said, with the jungle curry, our spice mix is very complex. It's got quite a lot of galangal, some ginger. It's got kaffir lime leaves, which you're not allowed to call kaffir lime. Makrut lime leaves now, I believe, is the more PC name for those. And we've got garlic and all sorts of things. Hello, Jeff and Sue. Happy Drinks with Kate Day. Lots and lots of spice in there, as well as chili. So pretty awesome. Miriam cooking roast chicken. Keely didn't share the spicy Asian theme, but we'll apply some dried chili. Good work. Okay, I got galangal from Henry's Mercato. I am dyed-in-the-wool Tully's fan because it's on my way home from Moorooduc, and Mum keeps saying, "Oh, you must go to Henry's Mercato at Benton Square. It's really good. It's a bit cheaper than Tully's. They have lots of really good stuff." And I'm like, yeah. And I thought, well, I need to go to the supermarket, and I also need a specialty store. So I went to Benton Square, and I went into the Woolworths there and got my chicken and got my basics. I thought, I'm going to have to go to Tully's because there's nothing here. And I went next door to Henry's, and they had galangal, they had lemongrass, they had shrimp paste, proper shrimp paste, which is also in the my curry paste. They had Thai basil, they had everything. Really, really good. Marion's green curry paste leaves AM curry paste for dead. Oh, absolutely. Galangal freeze as well. Okay, good, Fiona, because I've got some galangal left. So I think that'll be awesome. Karen and Joan are having homemade quiche, pickled ginger salad on the side, but just with the quiche, the wine is more safe. This wine would be beautiful with quiche, absolutely. And I knew that some of you would just, you know what this wine looks good with. So doing a little bit of a challenge to the wine here tonight. I'm not sure. I think it'll work. I think it just might sort of push the wine to its limits. So let's get on with the recipe 10 eats for green curry paste. David's saying, very good. Go for it, Kate. Go check out Henry's Mercato. They've got lots of really good Asian stuff. I thought it was sort of more Mediterranean, Italian sort of a place, but no, they've got lots of good stuff. So yeah. Okay. As it's opening up, I'm getting more pear. I'm getting a little bit of quince, but I'm getting those spices. I'm getting ginger. I'm getting almost a lychee or mangosteen kind of a note. Or I discovered snake fruit in Bali last year, which I've never seen before. And I think snake fruit, it's a bit like a lychee or a mangosteen, but it's a little bit tangier, a little bit more citrusy. And the smell of this reminds me of snake fruit as well. It's called snake fruit because the skin on it is like snake skin. It's the coolest fruit. I've never seen it here in Australia, but I'm very excited to go back to Bali or somewhere tropical where they grow it. Okay, little bit of almost sort of, there's almost a little bit of a white chocolate kind of a note on the nose here too, which sounds really weird because it's not a sweet wine, but I think that the spices in the curry are bringing out the sweetness of fruit and the sort of sweet characters of the wine, because as it's aged, it's caramelized, and so you get that sort of caramel chocolate, white chocolate, vanilla kind of note, definitely on the wine, Fiona. Yeah, and now it smells like a French patisserie with vanilla creme patissiere in it. It's changing all the time. It's really interesting on its own. Little sip, you get a lot of that vanilla, almost a pandan leaf kind of a flavour coming through. There's a little tropical thing going on, but it's not mangoes, and it's not obvious tropical fruit. It's not mangoes and pineapples. It's mangosteen, lychee, pandan, all sorts of cool things. Steve's getting honeysuckle on his. I'm going to, how does the curry go with it, Pete? It's good, Pete says. All right, I'm going to tuck in because, you know, got a banana but unripe K. Yeah, absolutely. All right. It's a biggish mouthful, so excuse me for a moment. Yum. So as I think it was Cotty said before, the spice of the curry is making the wine taste sweeter. It's bringing up that vanilla. It's bringing up that pandan. It's bringing up the tropical fruit kind of flavors, the honey. And because this wine has got medium acidity, it's not high acid, so the acid doesn't fight with the chili like it would if you were looking at maybe a Chardonnay. Riesling is good with a curry, but I sometimes find the acid's too high and it gets a bit kind of top notey and a bit crazy. Peter and Karen are saying that they think the green curry is lovely with the wine. It borderline overwhelms it, but it's hanging in there. I think that's right. It's not. These curries are not dishes to let the wine take center stage, but the wine does a very good job of standing up to the curry flavors, the chili, those lovely kind of salty umami flavors that you get in a good curry. And it does bring out some characters of the wine that maybe you don't see without the food. Fiona, is oak used much in this wine? It's old oak. It's old oak with, and it's been aged in oak for about 10 months. So the vanilla flavor shouldn't come from the oak, because the flavor will all have gone from the oak before it'll have gone into Chardonnay in previous years. The barrel allows the wine to breathe during its maturation rather than giving it an oak vanilla flavor. So that vanilla character is actually coming from the aged grapes. Nareem, deliberately let yours get to a degree or two colder than the room temperature, enjoying the wines al fresco while dinner cooks. How fantastic. Indeed, I think that is definitely worth saying, that you wouldn't pick this as a 12-year-old wine, and I think it just looks magnificent. It's much tighter and finer than the 2013 that we've had recently. Sorry, I need to have the problem with jungle curry is it's really addictive, and once you've had some in your mouth and the flavor goes away, you need to have a little bit more. So excuse me for a moment. I think the rice as well in a curry gives you a little bit of it helps to sort of soften the chili spice of the food, but the rice also works really. The flavor of rice, that kind of slightly sweet. It's sort of a neutral flavor, but it's not really. Rice has that kind of nutty, slightly sweet flavor to it. It works really, really well with the flavors of the wine and sort of brings up the fruit a little bit more as well. So, so yeah, I think the vanilla is definitely coming from the aged fruit, Fiona, rather than the flavor of the barrels, because we haven't used new barrels for Pinot Gris possibly in the very first one that we made about 20 years ago, we might have had a bit of a play, but after that we decided that it didn't really work. So, and Pinot Gris with ripeness and with age seems to do really weird, interesting things. So how cool is that? Peter and Karen working nicely with the herbaceousness of the curry. So Pete's put some Thai basil on top of our jungle curry, and that Thai basil, which has got a little bit more spice to it, but also that lovely herbaceous green character, works really nicely with this. It brings out the sweetness. It takes out the sweet fruit right at the front. So it's really interesting where you feel it on your palate, particularly when you've had some spicy food. And Shell, I'd be really interested to see how you and Andrew are going with your super spicy food, because one thing that chili does, I find, is it kind of sort of gets to the back of your throat, and it sort of numbs your tongue from the back forward. So your tongue gets focused for wine on what you can taste with the front bit of your tongue, and your lips are sort of tingling from the chili, and the back of your mouth is sort of a bit tingly as well and a bit numbed by the chili. And if we were having Szechuan Chinese food, then Szechuan peppers have a numbing effect as well. So that sort of exacerbates that a little bit more. But with your Thai or your Vietnamese spicy food, the chili numbs the back of your mouth. And so you get all that fruit in the front. And that's why I was slightly worried that this wine wasn't going to work, because it's an aged Pinot Gris rather than a young Pinot Gris. You would think that a young Pinot Gris would have like super fruity. Oh, beautiful, Pete. I'll show you what Pete's just brought me in a moment. That looks amazing. We're having a little spicy food challenge here at Moorooduc tonight. But so young wine will have more fruitiness, and you'll taste that more at the front of your mouth and the front of your tongue. This wine still has so much lovely fruitiness that is brought forward again by the spicy curry that we're having, or the spicy food that we're having. I'm just going to have another little bite of the jungle curry before I move on to my other challenge for the night, because it's pretty yum. Hang on. Oh. I also, at Henry's Mercato, found apple, eggplants, and snake beans. Super duper. Andrew's late from work. I've been waiting so we can be united as the chili takes us down our shell. I'm sorry I didn't write my email more clearly. The other thing I like about this jungle curry is the chicken in there. And I find, particularly with spicy food, if you have, because I've been playing around with eating less animal meat, I do like a tofu in a curry, but I find that makes it much less wine friendly. Tofu and wine don't like each other as much as chicken and wine, or seafood and wine, or beef or pork and wine. So it's hard work. And Shell, I'm sorry that Andrew's running late from work. I hope you're having a glass of wine at least while you wait for him. We're all there for you, babe. Now, because Pete and I were intrigued by the buffalo wings recipe, Pete's decided to bake buffalo wings as well. So he's beautifully made me some lovely oven-baked. Look how shiny they are. I'm waiting to bite into them because they look really crunchy. Shall you calamari and a tofu garlic rice? It's okay. You'll be okay. It's not the best match, but I think it's important to find out, because I know, Shell, that you and Andrew do a lot of non-meat eating. Then, you've got to find out what tofu is going to work with. Bit of Korean fried chicken could work with this, absolutely, Fiona. So I've got blue cheese dressing that Pete's made for me, and I've got 3 little chicken bits. So how is it, Pete? Yeah? Is it really spicy? Am I going to make a mess? I'm going to make a mess when I start eating it. This is my problem. Because it's covered in hot sauce, a hot sauce and butter mix. And then we've got the ranch dressing on the side. So I'm going to have it without the ranch dressing first. It's very crunchy. Oh my God. That tastes like all the best kind of, super salty takeaway chicken that you've ever had in your life with some hot sauce on it. Oh my God. Peter and Karen, I was very worried that I also would be wearing hot sauce and butter, but Pete's done a good job. Okay, you're doing your air fryer and your chips and fish. Pete did this. This was baked in the oven. So that recipe, now that I've tried it, I highly recommend it. It's pretty spicy. It's actually spicier than my half-assed jungle curry. But now I'm going to try it with the blue cheese dressing because blue cheese is something that does work quite well with Pinot Gris. So let's see how all of those flavors are going to work together. Okay. I think the blue cheese actually completes the buffalo wing, completes the chicken and the hot sauce and the crunchy skin and stuff. But I actually think the blue cheese just takes it one step too far for the wine. The wine can't really handle the ranch dressing as well as the spice, as well as the salty chicken. So I will be having some more of those little dudes with some blue cheese dressing. But I think that probably either a margarita or a nice cold beer would be, if you're going to have the whole shebang with the blue cheese dressing, because the blue cheese dressing kind of cools down the hot sauce a bit. But I'm not quite sure what it did to the wine. It kind of just flattened the wine out because I think because it's so creamy. As we were talking about, coconut cream in a green Thai curry could possibly flatten out the wine with all that fat. The ranch dressing is amazing. It's got blue cheese, it's got sour cream, and it's got mayonnaise in it, as well as some other things. And Pete, could I have a little bit more wine, please? They're all big, strong flavors and also very creamy mouth. Thank you. Mouth filling flavors, and the fat gets kind of stuck on your taste buds, and then you can't really taste the wine properly. Did you? Hey? Pete thinks that the blue cheese dressing is far superior to any blue cheese dressing that he's had at the pub with buffalo wings, so he's pretty happy with that. And I think the buffalo wings themselves are amazing. They've got the recipe tells you to put, is it bicarb soda? Baking soda, not baking powder, on the chicken as well as salt before you bake it, and it makes the skin go really crispy. So baking powder, thank you. Baking powder, not baking soda. Anyway, read the recipe, have a go. It's pretty awesome. Just tucked into the wine. Andrew arrived. It's like liquid white chocolate, isn't it? There's a white chocolate thing going on with this wine. Absolutely. Very small buffalo. I agree, Jeff. I don't know why they're called buffalo wings. Because buffaloes don't have wings anyway. So, I missed Fiona's comment about the deep frying and the air fryer. I think that's absolutely makes sense now with Kay. Thank you very much. As I said, this chicken was baked, but it tastes like it's been fried. So you have the recipe as a link in my email from Monday. So give it a go. It's really delicious. Okay. Baking powder trick in the air fryer. I never knew that pigs have wings. Absolutely, Nareem, and they're delicious. Andrew, I'm so glad that you've arrived, and I'm sorry that I I think you guys might need to go very gently on your spicy food, but you'll be right. Cheers. So my conclusion, and it's interesting because I think Kevin and Emily, you were having Mexican, and I think if I was going to match a wine to Mexican spicy food, I think that the Pinot Gris would be perfect again because of that lower acidity and that kind of unctuous richness in the mid palate. So I'm glad that that's working with your salsa and your Mexican chilies. I think the buffalo wings are awesome, and I think actually just if I'm a bit naughty and just peel some chicken skin off, that, I hope you can hear how crunchy it is. And so you can't hear how salty it is, but it's lovely and salty. And that is just such a treat. Spicy as well. With the wine, it makes the wine taste more savory, whereas with the curry, it makes the wine taste more fruity. So it's a weird thing, chili, and the different permutations and combinations of chili food and salty food and all of that kind of thing. There's probably a reason that people drink beer with things like these little chicken tidbits, because beer is less flavoursome, it's fizzy, and it kind of just cleanses everything out of your mouth, the chili and the everything. Beer's quite cooling with spicy food, so beer's a no-brainer. But I think matching wine to spicy food can be quite tricky and can be disappointing if you have a special bottle of wine but you're wanting to eat some Thai food or some Szechuan Chinese food or spicy Vietnamese or even Indian food. We've talked about Indian curries before as well, and I think that what we're looking for, it's really interesting, isn't it, Karen? Karen said that it's a versatile wine for food matches. We've seen the wine move from salty, spicy to sweet edges. It's really clever, and this is why I love our Pinot Gris, and I love good Pinot Gris because it can cope with these sort of flavors that other wines really don't really don't handle. Kay's finished your curry. Your palate's really alive, tasting all the notes in the wine, pear, lemon, honey, just awesome. I think that's the other thing. When you stop eating sort of spicy food and then go back to the wine, then the wine has more a more lively kind of expression of itself, if you haven't completely trashed your palate. Shell, MSG. I've got to say, MSG is it's a controversial thing. It's a great flavour. It's very umami, and I think that a bit of MSG can work absolutely well. Who is Uncle Roger? Uncle Roger approves. I'm getting vibes that there's something about Uncle Roger that other people know besides me. Peter and Fiona have brought out a reference that I have no idea what you're talking about. So please explain. But MSG, if you're not allergic to it, and I know that there's a lot of people who have a bad reaction to MSG, and MSG also makes you thirsty. So hey, what? It's a YouTube phenomenon. Yeah. Oh, of course. Uncle Roger, I have seen him. Peter actually just reminded me he's a YouTube phenomenon, and I do remember seeing Uncle Roger. It's been a long time since I've checked out an Uncle Roger video. So yes, please do send Fiona. Coddy's finished eating. The creamy mouth feel is accentuated. Yeah, once you get the chili out of your mouth, then the creaminess of this wine just sort of expands into all of the corners that have been maybe stimulated, maybe a little bit hurt by the chili. Our palate's pretty tough. We can cope a lot with a lot of things. And I think the thing I find really interesting about this jungle curry, and I do think if you didn't make it tonight, I don't think anyone made it tonight, so that's all right. Give it a go. Yes, Kay, you can buy more of this wine. So the Shell, just tried the spicy curry, leveled up to the bomb on hot ones. Seeing visions. Oh, Shell, I hope you guys are okay. Please send me a text message tomorrow to let me know that you've survived the night after your super hot curry. So Jackie's asking about its single vineyard status. So this wine was the only Pinot Gris that we ever made that was labelled as a single vineyard wine. Garden Vineyard, 2012. Previously, the only Pinot Gris that we were accessing was from the Garden Vineyard. So it was a single vineyard wine, but we didn't label it as such. In 2011, for the first time, we accessed some other Pinot Gris from, it must have been from the Osborne Vineyard. It was really good. And we made a Pinot Gris that was a blend between the Garden Vineyard and the Osborne Vineyard. And there was a restaurant in Melbourne called Easy Tiger that some of you might remember. It was a really good restaurant, sort of Asian fusion food. And they made a really lovely chicken jungle curry, hence my inspiration for tonight. Easy Tiger specialised in serving Victorian wine, but it had to be single vineyard. So they didn't mind if it wasn't labelled as a single vineyard, but if it had to be a single vineyard wine, that was their kind of thing. And in 2011, they were really sad because they'd been buying our 2010 Pinot Gris and really enjoyed selling it, and it went well with their food. And in 2011, we made the mistake of telling them that the wine was not a single vineyard wine anymore, and they said, "Oh, well, we can't buy it. It can't be on our list anymore," which is a real shame because we love the wine and we think it goes really well with our food. And we said, well, what can we do to solve this problem? And we talked to them about making a single vineyard wine. It was a little more expensive to make a single vineyard wine from Pinot Gris in 2012. And they bought some of it and sold some of it in the restaurant. But the little price increase that it had didn't work for them. It just didn't work it was already an expensive Pinot Gris for them. And they didn't take all of it. And we were left with a couple of layers of a palette. So, probably about 16, 20 dozen of the 2012 Garden Vineyard Pinot Gris. And we thought, well, it was made for one specific customer. Nobody else that we know of wants a single vineyard Pinot Gris at this time of proceedings. And so it went into the museum because we didn't really know what to do with it. And the 2012 Pinot Gris, when it was young, was really tight, really savoury, not very fruit expressive. And so it's really interesting to see how it's aged compared to the 13, which was much riper, more tropical fruited year. But the 2012 has got this elegance and this beautiful minerality, as well as being a fantastic wine to match to this kind of food. And yes, we have some in the cellar. It's on I believe it's on the Wine Club back of house kind of shop if you've got a login for the Wine Club. But I can also, hello Nina! Nina's made it! Hurrah! And the dogs are very excited. And it is, Linda, you're right, it's much more delicious than it was then. Now it's aged beautifully. And I agree, Karen. Thank you for Easy Tiger for not taking all of this. It's such a fun wine, and it's certainly available for you guys to buy. And because it's Pinot Gris, and because we're interested in getting people to drink high quality Moorooduc Estate Pinot Gris from the museum, we haven't put the price up. So it's $45 a bottle, which is the same price as our current release Pinot Gris. So I will, we've got a link to a price on the website. I'm having a day off tomorrow, so I won't send it out to you tomorrow. But feel free to call Liz or Leonie tomorrow. I can't remember who's working tomorrow. But give them a call and they'll sell you some. Otherwise, I'll send you a link next week to order some because I agree it's delicious. I think it's a drink now and over the next 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 years. I don't think it's going to fall over anytime soon. And I think that it's just delicious. Is everyone better now? Peter and Karen want to know. Sort of. Probably only still can't smell or taste anything, which is probably why she's not on the call tonight. If you are, Loans, hi. Liz got the bug as well, but to a lesser degree, and we're hoping that she'll be back in tomorrow, but I haven't heard. Jeremy's talking to the girls and sorting that all out. I'm taking a day off tomorrow in lieu of the weekend, so I do care, but I won't be checking in until next week. But yeah, I think everyone's feeling better. Not 100% yet. Most of us have managed to dodge it. Jeremy's had a cough for 6 weeks as well, though, so we're starting to worry a bit about him. So I'm going to put him into hospital soon if he doesn't get better. Jeremy, get better. But yeah, I think it's just winter. You know, there's a lot of bugs going around. We're all pretty resilient. So and the wine helps, and the chili helps as well. The ginger in the curry helps. So this food, I should have got some. I should have put some turmeric in the jungle curry as well, because that's really good for you too. So we're holding up well. The wine's holding up well. Everyone's good. I have a couple of public announcements to make though, and I know that we've got to the 40-minute mark, and probably everyone wants to go away and talk to each other and have their dinner. But very quickly, we have Garden Vineyard lunch coming up at the end of August, which will be amazing. Jill's just put the menu together, so I'll be sending out the email about that next week. Cara, that's awesome. And Linda got to be in Celador on when was it, Linda? Saturday. That's right. Saturday and Monday, and while Leonie was away, which was so awesome. Thank you, Linda. It is fun to do Celador every now and again. Yes, so we've got a lunch coming up, Garden Vineyard Wines. This wine's going to be on it, as well as a heap of a whole bunch of Pinots, different vintages. It's going to be very, very fun and delicious. I've realised, I discovered this morning that I've made a slight error in judgment. I was going to send out an email today for all our Sydney folk to let you know that we're going to be up in Sydney on the 20th and the 21st of August. And on the 20th of August, we're doing a wine tasting with other Mornington Peninsula folk at Shell House. And we were selling tickets to the public tasting in the evening. But I got a message from the office today of the MPVA saying that the public tasting is all sold out. So Sydney folk who do Drinks with Kate with me, if you want to come along to our Mornington Peninsula tasting, you haven't bought tickets already because I haven't promoted it, how would you know? Just send me an email, kate@moorooducestate.com.au, and I might be able to get you a ticket to the trade part of the event during the day, or I might be able to slip you in as a Moorooduc Estate helper in the evening. So don't tell the MPVA. Hi, Olivia. We'll see what we can do. So I'm a bit embarrassed about that, but I will be in Sydney on the 20th and the 21st. And I'm suggesting that we catch up, anyone who's in Sydney who wants to catch up for dinner on the 21st, which is a Wednesday. I know it's a weeknight, but I was thinking we could send me an email about that as well. I was thinking we could go to Apollo in Potts Point. I think it's Potts Point. It's kind of the extension of King's Cross. It's a great restaurant. It's a Greek restaurant, lamb, lots of lovely Greek dips, goes beautifully with Pinot Noir. So we're going to do a little, we have a little Moorooduc Estate table there. If anyone wants to come and play in Sydney on the 21st of August. So that's only a few weeks away. Send me an email. What else? Shell needs a second shower after the ball of fire. The wine did add a wave of sweetness, a temporary wave. I'm so sorry, Shell. Go and have some Luxor or something, a little bit of yogurt, glass of milk, all sorts of things. And Nareem, if we do, when we do a Melbourne event, it will be, you guys will be promoted to straight away. But also, I'll see if I can get you in for that, the trade event as well. Kay, hoping I can get a taste for Wesset level 3. Greek lunch next Thursday in CBD. Well, we kind of skipped tasting Greek wine in Wesset, so that's fair enough. I'm going to love you and leave you now. I'll be in touch with the Sydney folk that I know, but if there are any Sydney folk out there who I haven't made contact with formally and we haven't caught up with for dinner, please let me know. Please send me an email, kate@moorooducestate.com.au, and we'll see if we can catch up while I'm in Sydney on the 20th or the 21st. It would be awesome. I'm so glad that this Pinot Gris managed to cope with Thai curry and buffalo wings and Mexican chilies and everything else that we threw at it. Been fantastic. Have a great week, everyone. Thanks, everyone. Take care. Love you all and cheers. Chin chin.